Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. We got ourselves a great show for you today. Should be a really good one. I'm your host, BullMuscle. Today we are pulling, so we're going to hit lats, bicep, and we're going to hit traps. So first off, we're going to warm up. Good, good. Feeling loose, feeling right. Hey, Kareem, welcome on in. Awesome. How's AV quality? Should be good. Should be up to the normal standard, I hope. So should be a pretty decent view. I'm doing all right. Butters, welcome on in too. You know what? I'll move you guys a little bit closer for this. There's no reason I can't. Yeah, there we go. That's a solid angle. I'm doing good. Very excited. Very big day for me. I'll talk about it more as more people filter in. Tell you what, Butters or Kareem, either one. When we get 15 people in here, let me know, and I'll start talking about what's going on. It's the big event. All right. Not quite any point yet. That's nothing against just having y'all two in here, but I generally don't care for repeating myself any more than I have to on this program. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe number three. Can y'all see the weight from this episode? I see it at the top, I guess, but I'm gonna move y'all back. I think I liked y'all where I had you. Yeah. That way you can see the plate dangling between my legs. Don't want not this. Am I ready for the show? Okay, look at you. Someone read the title. I'll for desire not to repeat myself, I'll answer that one when we get 15 people in here, okay? So keep an eye on the viewer count. Let me know when we get there, okay? Yeah, definitely want to talk about that, but no real value because they're not going to be building as my question, at least I imagine. How's life going for y'all too? So we're going to do underhand grip. So when I do pull-ups, so my pull-up day, I go pull-up, chin, pull-up, chin. To get a little way to alternate it. Today, probably a touch more than usual. We're going to focus a bit more on biceps and a bit less on lats because the show today is going to be very much, the fashion show is going to very much be showing off my arms for a lot of things. So, right, because of that, I'm going to indulge a bit and work the vanity muscles some. All right. Get a little bit of music rolling. It sounds very much, the quality goes way down when I stream and listen to music, but not too many people are here yet, so I feel like I can get away with it. All right, next set. 14. I'll take it. Nice little chill. Nice little chill. Oh, that's my normal weekend wake up alarm. It's a good feeling when you wake up so early that you're already productive, hitting stuff in your day when your normal alarm goes off. It's that feeling when you naturally wake up at 5:30, so excited to start your day and get going. Great. You gotta have that mindset. You gotta just assume your day's gonna kick ass. Because usually when you do that, you open your mind up to new opportunities and to positive experiences you might not otherwise have had. Remain bullish. Doesn't hurt though, but see if y'all can't see this. But there's not. Got I'll show this off just for a quick moment. You know it. You love it. Actually, I'm gonna lift y'all up a little bit, but I might keep the angle lower here, just a touch. So y'all can see the weight stack between my legs. Because yeah, I want to get to 245, 235, so 70 pounds. I'm not quite at 45s yet. I'll get there. Once I hit sets of 10 for this, I'll try 245. Go for that. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet though. Well, So, it's a struggle rep that last one. Yeah, I think I'm quite there yet. I reckon if I threw 2 plates hanging, I might get 3 or 4. If I kicked, maybe I'd get a 5th. That's about the best I probably expect myself to do. Yeah, so pros and cons of this. Because of the time difference, waking up early kind of works to my advantage, right? So it's not even 7 in the morning here. It's already 10 on the West Coast, and it's already in the afternoon on the East Coast. So for my North American audience, this works really well. For my European audience, I either get up to stream early or they don't see me. Because across the pond, or I guess I should say, across the pond, the continent, and then the other pond, it's already 6, 7, 8 in the evening, depending on what chunk of Europe you're in, compared to the time here. For my Asian audience, yeah, you're kind of out of luck at this time. Sorry. Not much I could really do about that. Stacy, thank you very much. Even better on the floor. Yeah. I know. I can't be doing that as a public gym. Probably could actually, because it's fairly uncrowded in here. But there are cameras. And I really don't want to piss off management here. That being said, speaking of this topic, right, this is a local brand, actually. If you are interested, you can type in exclamation mark Empire. Close name is Empire Legacy. They do pretty good stuff. They're local here to the island of Oahu. Their entire sort of mission is finding people who go out of their way to do the best that they can, be the best version of themselves that they can be. If that doesn't sound like what I've been preaching for the last God knows how many years, I don't know what does. So definitely recommend them. Use it very, very often. We will accept it. Don't tell me what to do, but I am fair. Now, I ended up hitting my cut cycle target yesterday. In the evenings, I weighed in at 212.6 yesterday morning. In the evening, I had not eaten a ton, so I was at 211 and a half, which means I got below my target of 212. Granted, I had a fair amount of food and water, so fairly dehydrated at that point. I'm a bit overhydrated right now. We'll probably have to take a tea break at some point during this workout, but weighed in at 213.6 this morning. So really, as far as I'm concerned, right, we started at 236 in February, so it's 23, 24 pounds off. I'm content with that. Now the goal is to kind of maintain the 210 to 215 range. Get stronger, try and not recomp really. At this point, it's more of a maintain. Y'all also may notice my skin tone's a bit darker. I did get a spray tan yesterday, so it'll be line. Do you have your post-meal plan in mind already? I do. Supposedly there's going to be some pretty crazy partying after the show, so I may need to punt that a day or two. If there isn't, though, I do have that plan in mind. That being said, I am dawdling. I need to hit the next set. So, excuse me while I throw this down. Gotcha. Shorts. Sometimes the belt does not like to cooperate. But yeah, let me know when there's 15 people in chat, and I'll talk more about the show. What? I'll face you guys this time. Try something different. This is a chin. Nah. No, y'all want to see the last after Well, alright, I'll take it. Alright. That's pretty good. Remove. Next, we're going to do T-bar rows. We don't know. T-bar rows are pretty, they're a gold standard kind of exercise for sure. So we'll put y'all up over here for now. There we go. Nice. Loosen up that. So, let's say, assuming for a moment that there's not some crazy party to on the path order, which is, in my estimation, rather likely, or that, for whatever reason, assume my next meal is my own and I get to plan it. I'm probably going to do a big pot of rice and either some Chinese sausages like lam shuang, or I'm thinking either Chinese sausages, spam, maybe some eggs, some shoyu, some garlic, some ginger. Very, very basic. Good fucking sounds that day. I'm not a very complicated man. You don't need much to be happy. You really don't. So this should be pretty tasty though. So we're gonna pull you down just a bit. So for those of you who don't know, T-bar row. I need your grab. No, I don't. They're right here. Nice. T-bar row. This is quite simple. Go ahead. You're bent over. You're pulling the weight up. You're using your lats. So actually, I said move the camera up. Or I said I moved the camera down. What I should have done is keep the camera up, but tilt it down, give you a better view of the lats. I think that's going to be a pretty good perspective right there. Right, so I'm going to, oh yeah, actually, you can be further back. Yeah. Goal here is to show you all the muscles activating between your knee. There's not a camera over here, so I think I can get a webcam shirt, which I'd like to do. We'll do that. Phone still hasn't arrived. Yeah. No. No, the phone still hasn't arrived, mind you. I think it may be coming in a couple days. I don't know what to tell you. This is just how things are here. You have to. They've learned to deal with that. It's the same thing with any of the drone purchases. When shipping anything else from the mainland to Hawaii, it's just going to take longer. You have to learn to live with it. It's not the end of the world. And yes, this is a spray tan, right? They want me to look a little bit less haole for the show. But personally, I think no amount of spray tanning is going to make me look not white. But, I'm not a fashion director. I'm not a fashion producer. So I'm not going to sit there and question guys who've been doing this for 20 years. I think that would be really foolish. Like, it's one of those things where I'm never going to feel like they're shooting or seeing being white. Like, I think there there are pros and cons to every skin color. Like, for instance, right? Cons of being white. I burn badly, right? Pros of being white. I can drink stupid amounts of milk without feeling like shit. Just two very easy pros and cons, right? But, all right. I'm gonna do this just so y'all can see the definition. The whole point is to squeeze the lats, really try and get good activation, get good stretch. All right. Might do one more set of that. Sure, I'll sit up for long. I'm over in the corner. I can leave off the anyone, so. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Really trying my best to people, so. I'm gonna do us. Yeah, those really squeeze the lats here. All right, tell me if I'm getting good activation. I should be. Good. Full Van Halen going for this. Yes, sir. Move y'all down just a touch. That'll work. There you go, now wait. Not bad.
Dressed in red. So I don't know how audio is right now. This is, I don't know why, but the sound's coming in super clear from music. So if it's not interfering, maybe I don't need to do a more complex situation or setup. I don't know what the difference is, but it's crystal clear today. Let me know if audio visual is good on y'all's end. All right. Once it comes so far. For me, I don't think the mic is coming through your head. Oh, that's probably why. Well, but it's over here. I mean, that's the truth. So I guess maybe the way it is, I can turn Bluetooth on or off, depending on how bad it is, or where we're at. Because, like, it doesn't really make a difference. Right? If the mic's over in this corner, it's not going to pick up any other sound. It's just me. So if I'm early enough, I can have it both ways. That's really nuts. Okay, no, we're getting a good view. That's what I really wanted to be sure of. Yeah, that's what we want. The whole point of this is to show the squeeze, show the lat activation. You compete physique easily now. Funny enough, one of the other models at the rehearsal yesterday was talking to me about that. He said, honestly, you really don't have that far to go. You'd have a bodybuilding physique level for competition. I said, yeah, but man, those last few body fat percentages are miserable to take off. You feel like you're out of energy all the time. You can't eat anything tasty. And you're just on a super strict calorie limit forever, basically. Who wants to do that, right? You're either on a severe restriction for a short amount of time, in which case you often lose muscle too, or you're on a slow slog of deprivation, which is kind of what I've been doing for the last 5 months, and I'm not really sure I want to continue it. Maybe in a month or two, after I've gotten used to a little bit more of the modeling fame, we'll go there. By the way, if we've got 15 people in chat, I'll talk about the show. But at the moment, I really don't have interest in that. Oh, dude, it's Honolulu. I'm sure there are bodybuilding competitions here. Come on. All right, let's go. Third set. That felt good. All right. Shirt's back on, ladies and gents. I'm on the highway. Wanted, dead or alive. Dead or alive. All right. Now we're going to head back over. All right. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to do shrugs. Just really important today. Right. Big traps. And show off that fairly easily. I have an idea of what I'm preparing the show. So, because of that, I kind of know That's going to look. One item is going to be a fast. Predictably, that's the shred. But look, it's going to accentuate. Much like this tank top's going to be hanging right over with traps. So big traps, small vest, makes the rest of the body look bigger. Right? 6 right now? Okay, yeah. Let me know when there's 15. I just don't want to constantly be repeating myself. Nice. All right. I'll throw you on to. All right. Go ahead and turn Bluetooth audio on. Tell me if there's like an audio quality difference. If the quality's the same, I'm going to keep it off in the future and have music. All right. So we're going to do 2 conventional and 2 behind the backside. So bring y'all up just a touch more. The whole point of this is to really give you a good top-down view, right? If we're hitting traps, it's these muscles up here, so you'll need a higher perspective. So we'll actually bring you a bit higher still. That's it. It's so much better. Okay, right. I figured as much, right? Because these are actually, as it turns out, pretty good mics. It's just I got to figure out. That's sort of the problem. If I want any audio, I lose these as a mic solution. I can try. You know what? Actually, tell me how this is. All right. I'm gonna put them right here. See if because they got magnets on them, so they should stick together through a fairly thin shirt. Tell me how these sound. So I'll take this guy, this guy. Let's just kind of treat it like a lapel mic. There. So kind of stay. All right. It's not gonna work. I thought the magnets were a bit stronger than they are. They don't. It's really more like a conductivity type thing. It's not a. It's not a stick magnet, I guess is the way I would put it. That's okay. Start with. We'll go 315 for conventional shrugs. That sounds pretty reasonable. Yeah. Surprised it's only 6. Typically, I mean, this is about normally the time I used to stream back on the East Coast. The difference is actually it's later. So you'd think it'd be more people. So I'm not quite sure why the numbers are down this morning. Because like a Saturday morning, 9, 10 a.m. was usually when I would be kind of in the middle of things. Usually by noon I'd be finished up. Whereas like here, you'd think it'd be usually find more people coming online as the workout went on. That was usually how it went in South Carolina. But here it seems to be different. Damn it. Just dripped water, got it all over my notebook. Shit. Okay, I gotta let that air out. That's unfortunate. It's okay, I got 4 sets of shrugs to do that. Okay. I think stream consistency matters. Well, sure, but I feel like I've been consistent for the last few weeks at this time. I mean, I know I was doing this last week at this time. I was doing it the week before. I will probably do it next week. So I'm not really, you know what, actually, we're this close. Let's scoot you all up just a touch. Yeah. Ah, that's it. Perfect.
y'all can't see the weight, but y'all can see the muscles, and I feel like that's more important. Y'all have seen that it's 315 pounds before. It's 13 DDs. There's one other thing I can't really control with these headsets is how the stream volume is. Right. So if I'm coming in too loud or too quiet, that's good feedback, even though there may not necessarily be something I can do about it. I assume too, then, by the way, that like over here when I'm further away from the camera, since I have Bluetooth audio on, I'm still just as clear like over here as it would be when I'm right up to the camera. That's pretty useful. I agree. Stream consistency absolutely matters, but I feel like I've been pretty consistent, so I'm not sure how that would apply here. Nice. Yeah, it's a big show. I forgot to record that. My bad. Speaking of, I need to set it up. I don't know if there's going to be a way to do that on mobile, but I need to play around with it. Worst comes to worst, I'm sure there's a. That's what I need to do. I need to start posting like. I need to get like an integration with my Garmin account, and that'll just post, all the workouts I do. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. Only challenge is for like bike rides. I need to not have it give away my location because I'd rather y'all not know exactly where I live. I feel like that's not the safest practice. I mean, y'all know which island I live on, but I don't feel as though I need to specify where exactly on the island. And I'm sure, some of y'all with sleuthing skills could figure it out. All right, here we go. All right, so take off the 35s. That paper's drying up actually a lot nicer. I propped my keys up under it, so now the aircon's drying it out. Yeah, I have to be careful with my new water bottle. On the plus side, it's got a wide mouth, so I can drink a lot quickly, but on the minus side, if I spill. It's about reading, rebuilding that momentum. Yeah, that's true, because I had been consistently streaming for like several years at that time, and then, I was gone for a month, 6 weeks. Funny how quickly it goes, though, isn't it? It's like lifting. All right, yeah. All right, I figured we'd have 15 by this point, Kareem, so by all means, y'all can just ask about the show. If I have to repeat myself, so be it. How was it hanging out with the other models yesterday? Okay, so I guess I'll talk about the rehearsal first. So yesterday, I went to work, got off work, and then biked down to downtown Honolulu uh, for a modeling rehearsal. Music is loud and kind of rave EDM style. It made it hard to have much in the way of conversations until we had finished. We had done a couple of routines after watching the girls go. And then we went to the backstage to do fittings for some of the outfits feels wrong. Honestly, costumes feels better. I don't know who buys this stuff. Look, I'm not going to judge fashion or design. Uh, in part because I just don't understand it. People pay thousands of dollars for this stuff, and it blows my mind. I, I'll put it this way: you'd be better off investing in NFTs in 2024. That's how bad an investment I think this is. I'm not trying to shit talk it. I'm sure, uh, if you want to spend your money on high fashion, it's it's like the arts. I just don't understand it. So maybe there's some method to the madness, but I can't detect any. But it was fun. It's a little bit of cosplay, I guess. Kind of make believe, a little bit of what you're trying to present with an outfit. If an outfit's supposed to look futuristic or it's supposed to look, you know, like it's a certain culture or whatever, it's pretty good. One of them, slightly worried people are going to get offended and then try to cancel me. The fun part is nobody on that side really knows what little social media I have. So what are you going to do? Cancel the Instagram I don't have? One step ahead, baby. All right, let's do another set. This is behind the back, actually. So we're going to turn. I'm going to do them this way. Y'all should be able to see the lats or the traps really squeeze under the top. So we're going to go. Nice. Pretty good. Someone. That's why they need you. They look desirable. I mean, sure. Birkin bags outperform gold in value over time, and neither outperforms the S&P 500. As it turns out, corporate America is really good at making money. Who would have thought it? Everybody loves to get angry about corporate greed, but then when it comes to investment returns, there's a reason the S&P 500 is what guys like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger recommend, some of the wealthiest men to ever exist. It's no secret, actually, that Warren Buffett, when he passes away, has said about 95% of his fortune is going to be kept in S&P 500 style index funds. Now, Buffett, to his credit, in partnership with Bill Gates, is going to give a lot of his money away. Instead of giving it all right away, which is a very good one-time benefit, but does not create a sense of permanency, Buffett is going to take a chunk of his investments year after year after year after year because that's sustainable. In other words, that becomes a dividend that the do-gooders of the world can then rely upon to do their good. It's what I would, should I ever reach a level of wealth like that, it's what I would do. To me, it's much more valuable to be able to give $10,000 a year or $30,000 a year to charity in perpetuity than it is to give $500,000 once. What about the outfit concerns you about cancellation? It's somewhat tribal, which again, I'm very white, but to be honest, you know, they might try to make it happen, but here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. I'm not really that worried about it. It's really more the producer's problem. If people get mad at me for that, like, Coach, I don't care. What are you gonna do? Get on here and be mad at me on Twitch? Okay. That'd be really entertaining for one day. Tartan plaid is tribal. That's true. Tartan plaid's my ancestry to an extent. A lot of my ancestry comes from that northern England region that was sometimes Scotland and sometimes England and went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth dozens of times over the centuries. Still acting while you're on the catwalk, all about enjoying yourself. Well, so no, I do it chilly. I'm doing it today. So welcome on in, y'all. So I'm gonna do one more set and then we'll talk more about it. So turning back because uh, I'm doing behind the butt shrugs. Let's go. Although there was something that happened yesterday that like I really hope the producers fix. They misspelled Hawaii. They spelled it Hawai. They missed both the Okina and the second I. There's no faster way to piss off the locals than doing that. So the the producer's a good guy. He noticed it too. He's like, "Oh, we need to fix that now." So hopefully they did that. If they don't, that might not go so well for them. And I'm not Mr. Uber PC, but like at the same time, being respectful of the local culture uh, is the bare minimum. It'd be like it'd be like going to the South and misspelling Dixieland or something, or talking about how talking shit about barbecue or some shit. There's certain things you don't do. Have you been practicing your catwalk? Sure have. Tell you what, at the end of the stream, if you would like me to do a little catwalk turn, I'll entertain that. I'll do that. 15 in the stream. Awesome. Okay, so I'll clue y'all in. So, as the title would suggest, today I've got my runway modeling show. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. Yeah, it'd be like, right. I mean, the people in this state, like, there is a ton of state pride because Hawaii is a state, but it's a bit more than that because, much like Texas, uh, Hawaii was actually for a whole lot longer than Texas. It was its own country, it was its own kingdom, uh, and so a lot of locals have a ton of pride about that. So it's you really want to be respectful about that. We're gonna remove this down just a touch. There we go. Yeah. So, well, okay. So Hawaii was a kingdom for about 70 years. Then it was a territory for about 60 years. Then it was a state. It's been a state for about 65 years, actually, exactly 65 years, 1959 to this year, to the present. So before the 1820s, Hawaii was a series of smaller kingdoms, and then it was King Kamehameha that united the islands. Uh, he was a great warrior, make no mistake. He did it via conquest, uh, but he united the islands. Kamehameha and his family, that dynasty, ruled Hawaii through the majority of the 1800s. Due to lack of available suitors, the bloodline had issues in the later half of the 19th century, got taken over by, or the next king was David Kalakaua, and then it was Queen Lily Wokalani, and then the United States uh, annexed it through, let's go with questionable means. I'm not really going to talk a ton about that because it's not my place to do so. Here we go. Nice. We'll do one more of those and then we'll move to curls. So, as for the show, the way it's going to work today is we're going to have our stream. I'm going to finish working out. I'm going to go back up to my house, decompress for a little while, probably freshen up some, and then while I would rather bike down there, I get the sensation there's going to be a fair amount of extracurriculars, and I think my modeling director is probably going to offer me a taxi ride back because there's going to be a lot of stuff after the show, and it would probably be inconvenient to lug my bike around. So I will probably take the bus down. unfortunately, for me anyway, that the buses are very slow here. So supposed to get there by noon. So I'm gonna leave it like I think like I think there's a bus at like 10:15 and one at 10:45. I'll take one of those. I'll get there around noon. Show starts at I think the show starts at 5, so we've got a ton of time to rehearse, to practice, which is good because we need it. I think my routine's going to be pretty basic, but I'm going to keep it simple, especially given that this is my first time, but it should go pretty well. I'm expecting it to be pretty good. I think the 10:15 bus. Do they have cabs there? Oh yeah, there are Ubers, there are cabs. Unfortunately, they're expensive. No, I'm only like maybe it's about a 40-mile bike ride, maybe a little bit faster from here because I get to go downhill. It's about 45, 50 minutes back. The show's towards Waikiki. It's still in downtown. It's not quite at Waikiki, but I don't physically live in downtown Honolulu. I mean, that was obvious enough. You know, you can tell there's no skyscrapers behind me, so clearly I don't live in downtown. You know, I can't really hide that. That much should be self-evident. All right, let's go. Come on, it's 9. One more. Starting to have my form break a bit on those last couple. We'll call that good. So we're done traps. We did 4 sets of shrugs, 2 sets of upright rows. We've done 2 sets of pull-ups, 2 sets of chin-ups, 3 sets of T-bar rows. So we're going pretty well right now. We've been going slow, but it's a stream. I like talking to y'all, and naturally that slows me down. You know, and hey, it's the weekend. I'm not trying to go, like, I'll put it this, I'm not going RPE, or I'm not going, I'm not going RPE 10 today. That would be a bit, perhaps riskier than I would need it to be. Let's see, 315 on shrugs, 315, and then 245, 245. Okay. So, yeah, we need to go hit the curls next. Did I get to connect to the other models? I sure did. That's been a lot of fun. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback. To be honest, much like y'all, a lot of them were asking me for advice. I don't want to be immodest, but I definitely think I had one of, if not the best physique of the other models. I was definitely a little bit more awkward on stage because I don't have the experience that they do. But they saw me there and they're like, shit, who's this dude? So that was definitely a nice confidence booster. Definitely a very good feeling. So we're going to switch y'all camera view. Flipsy. Yes, sir. We'll move y'all down a bit. So next up we got hammer curls and then preachers. So we're going to hit biceps perhaps a bit more than we otherwise would today. The reasoning being, again, biceps are the ultimate vanity muscle. And with what we are doing, like with what I know I'm wearing for this show, having my biceps looking on point is probably more important than having my lats look on point. Like a lot of the costumes or outfits I'm wearing are going to obscure my lats somewhat. There's going to be clothing over them. So, you know, I've gotten a pump in there. you know, with the T-bar rows, but I don't need to really continue to hit them as hard. So we're gonna hit hammer curls. They noticed your talents. I think they noticed my physique more than my talents, so to speak. The truth is, 90% of getting a good physique is consistency and hard work, both in the kitchen and in the gym. Like, you know, if you're bullshitting around and loafing instead of hitting it hard, you just have to find a way to cut that shit out. All right, hammer curls. Six. That felt pretty easy. That was a set of 12. Hammer curls are, allow yourself a little bit of body English on. The whole point of hammer curls is to really hit power, right? For range of motion and form, preacher curls, incline curls tend to be a bit more useful. So we're going to go heavier weight on those. The next sets. I dream in means. Showtime, you're doing a show soon. This is exactly why I wanted to wait until more people had come in, because inevitably I'm repeating myself. Yes. The that's right. The big show I've been cutting weight for is today. I did hit my cut target last night. It was a little bit over it this morning, but I'm not going to eat very much between now and the show. Lean out just a little bit more, eject the water weight, right? I look good, y'all. I look, especially with the spray tan, it shows off the definition even more. I look fucking good. I'm pretty happy with it. So, 41 months. Thank you very much. To one of my longest time fans, Miss Dodger. Can we get a shout out, admins? Can we get a shout out for Miss Dodger? Uh, Always love to see her pop in the stream. She's got a lot of respect for you, Dodge. You've come a long way. Hopefully your fitness journey's going well. In the same way that your financial career journeys have been going well. I'm gonna go ahead and hit one more set. So move up to 65 for this one. And again, for hammer curls, I feel as though a little bit more body English is permissible versus something like, say, a incline curl or a preacher curl. That's good. It's still a set of 10. I think we'll try 70s next. Felt pretty reasonable. Oh, you're good. You're good. It's a public gym. If people get my shot, I don't care. It's all good, brother. So we'll do 70s next, and then we'll hit preachers. Now, preachers, to the contrary, I prefer going lighter weight, sets of more like 15. So instead of going, I could probably reliably preach a curl maybe around 100 pounds for sets of 10 with no real issues. I'd rather go 85 to 90 and get more sets. I think I did 85 for sets of 15 last time, so we'll give 90 a try. I don't know if we'll hit 15, but we'll see. Fell off the wagon, but I got back on. Hey, that's okay. Are the costumes revealing or pretty tame? I would say they show a fair amount. They don't show junk, obviously, right? It's a public fashion show. You can't do that. Get the angle a little bit closer. Actually, I'll bring it in a lot closer here. Really try to get a good view of the guns pumping here. Yeah, that's it. So I would say it's more revealing than what I'm wearing right now, but it's not. I wouldn't call it X-rated by any means. Again, it's a public fashion show. That's most runway shows. You don't do that stuff. All right. So it's 70s. I'm noticing too. Sometimes this happens a lot during pull workouts, especially when I'm hitting hammer curls, especially because that's where you're hitting your forearms as well as you're hitting your biceps. That's sort of the point of hammer curls. You're hitting both. Uh, I notice watch gets a ton tighter, so I have to loosen it while I'm hitting this because it's increased blood flow. All right. There we go. Oh yeah, that's hard. Oh, ooh, that was good. That was only a set of 8. Definitely using a bit more body English, but that's okay. That's sort of what we were looking for there. Move on to preachers. This will swap camera angles back. You guys right here and bring you down. What I do. You should jump regardless, unavoidable for you. Hush. It's not intentional. I promise you it isn't. Yeah, this should be about right. So, as I was saying earlier, right, much in the same way that you're going to hit hammer curls in general, hammer curls and straight barbell curls are a bit better for power, for range of motion. I think incline curls and preacher curls, which is what this is, are superior. It's mostly because, take for instance this preacher curl, right? The whole point of this preacher bench is that your elbows cannot physically move back to make the curl easier. You're really isolating your biceps to a large extent. I also will say you can do preacher curls with a dumbbell. You can do them with a straight bar. I prefer doing them with the curling bar, also known as the easy bar, because the grips are a little bit more canted. It feels a bit more natural. Takes a little bit of stress off your forearms. While these are a great forearm workout in and of itself, that's not the reason you're doing preachers. You're doing preachers to hit your biceps. So you don't really, again, if you feel that you'd like to hit your forearms more, maybe try the straight bar. But it's I personally prefer the easy bar. I think it matches the way my elbows kind of naturally want to go. Puts less strain on my wrists, put less strain on my forearms, and just all in all, again, feels a bit more natural. Allows me to isolate my biceps, which is the whole point of this exercise, if you ask me. Incline curls kind of works the same way, right? You're tilting your torso further back because if you do that, you get a greater range of motion through your biceps. You really get that stretch at the bottom. So if you're doing incline curls, make sure to do the full range of motion, right? Don't ego lift incline curls. It's not the point of the exercise. If you want to lift heavier weights with your biceps, do hammer curls or do straight barbell curls. All right, let's go. See, yeah, my elbows aren't really moving very much. 11. You can breathe at the top. Take a moment if you want to. 12. Come on. 14. 15. Felt pretty easy. Last few reps are a bit harder there, but not too crazy. Took me about 50 seconds to complete the set. That's about where we want to be. That was 90 pounds. That felt pretty good. Actually, shoot, that stronger than I expected. So last time I did preacher curls. Okay, so I was 15 repping it at 85, so 90 should be pretty good. That that felt good. We'll do inner grip this time. So the nice thing with the easy grip too, or the easy bar, is you can, much like a straight bar, you can kind of vary your position a little bit. With the dumbbell, positioning on preacher curl is a little bit trickier. You can have it any way you'd like, but with the dumbbell, right, you're only doing one arm at a time usually. I've never seen somebody do a double dumbbell preacher curl because what would the point of that be? You might as well just use an easy bar or a straight bar. Lighting's amazing. Oh yeah, the lighting's fantastic in here. It's also the spray tan makes all the definition look really good. But yeah, uh, Dodge, I saw you streaming the other day. I wish I'd been able to join you, but it was while I was working. That's sort of the only trouble, right? Evening time for you, you know, let's say, I think what, 8 p.m. is usually around when you go live Eastern time. Uh, During the summers, that's 2 p.m. here, and I'm still at work. Uh, and then 9 p.m. I'm just getting off work, and then I'm usually going to the gym. And even if I'm not, I'm still having to bike home. So it's difficult unless you're streaming quite a bit later for me to catch you live, uh, which sucks because I really like your stream and I really like the generally pretty jovial atmosphere on it. So it's a pity, but not really much we can do. By the way, thanks for shipping me that key. Oh, so fun little story for y'all. I was coming back from a big beach trip, and or no, it was a hike. I'd gone out and hiked the pillboxes on the west side of the island, and I didn't realize it, but I had accidentally sat on my lanyard and bent the little hook I put my keys on, and I was going up the elevator, and I went to grab it from my bag, and one of the keys, I shit you not, as the elevator door opened, fell off and went down the shaft. Luckily, it was just the key to the lock for the chain where I post up on my bike here. So it wasn't critical. And I knew I had a backup key somewhere. Turns out I'd given it to Dodge back when we lived together. Um, so she very graciously sent me that key, which is very kind of her. But yeah, it was like one of those how unlucky was that moments. All right, let's go. So we're going inner grip here, same thing. 6, 7, 9, 10. Yeah, that's why I was asking for it, by the way, Dodge. Yeah. There's no way you get in that key back from the elevator shaft. 12. Come on. More strongly pull. Slow. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, that took about a minute. That's just about where we want to be. All right, so let's see. That was our second preacher curl set. So we've done 6 traps. 6 traps, 5 back, and then 3, 5, 7 biceps. So we're at 18 sets. So we're about halfway through. Usually I do, for those of you who are wondering, I tend to do 30 sets per workout and then 6 sets of abs at the end. So 36 sets total. If we've done 18, we're at halfway. We've gone for about an hour, which is slow, but typically, right, y'all have seen my general workout format. The second half of the workouts usually a little bit quicker than the first half because the first half we're working on power and the second half we usually work on hypertrophy. Right? The point there being you want to do your lower rep stuff, right? So for me that's weighted pull-ups today and T-bar rows. You want to do those powerful workouts where it takes more muscles, more compound, a little bit more total body energy at the beginning, because that's where you really got all the central, your central nervous system's fresh. You've got all the energy, right? You've got, if you're doing it right, you should have at least some amount of carbs in your system before you work out. You don't need a ton. You don't need to carb load. It's not a marathon, but generally speaking, I find I do a little bit better if I've had just a little, like even a banana, like something small, just a tiny bit of quick burn energy, especially if you take pre-workout. If you take pre-workout without carbs in general, I feel like you hit the wall a little bit. You can get kind of dizzy or nauseous, and that's no fun. You don't want that. Yeah, the key belongs to the chef. Gods now. Started kind of deep-hurting. I subjected myself and my community to. Oh, did you finally play Getting Over It? Because I would have been bummed if you had finally done that. I think Dodge would get pissed off after about. I'd give her 11 minutes on Getting Over It, and she'd say, "Fuck this, we're doing something else." Maybe one day I'll do a Getting Over It stream, just because I've always made jokes about that to her. It'd be kind of ironic if she ended up making me do it or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. Would y'all want to see me do a Getting Over It stream? Because it would piss me off too. Like the controls are, it's like QWOP. The controls are intentionally janky. It's supposed to be really aggravating. Set 19, let's go. Six, seven, eight. Ooh, elbow not feeling good there. Overextended it. Careful. 10. More. You got 5 more. 12. Grind them out. Strongly pull. 14. One more. Slow. Ah, that was a slow set. 70-second set. That's what we wanted. That's good. All right. We're gonna move. We'll do kneeling cable pull downs next. Start getting a little hypertrophy on the lats. We'll come back. Gives our biceps a bit of a break. Then we do incline curls, and we'll move from there. Yeah, yeah, like that. Yeah, we'll do incline curls, face pulls, or single arm rows. Should be pretty solid. Seeing you rage doesn't sound fun. Well, I wouldn't. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. A lot of people like trolley shit. Okay, so actually we'll do it on this one because it's already set up for it. Kneeling pull downs. So I'm gonna ask you guys for some feedback on the angles here, on account of still kind of working this one out, right? What we're doing is going from up here down to here. Oh, you guys see nothing with that view. Let's try a lat view. Try to go back. We'll bring you down some. Yeah. That's really still not very good. Where the camera's at. I might go shirtless to explain this one. Nobody else is over here. I don't think anybody's gonna care that much. All right, so let's go. I gotta figure out what I did last time. 15 preacher curls. So yeah, 3 sets of kneeling pull downs. What did we do last time? Okay, yeah, we did 15 and 20. Damn, that's a lot. All right, let's go to 64. Yeah. So the whole idea here, right? So you start with an underhand, or sorry, you start with an overhand and you come back to underhand. The whole point is to really isolate, pull with the lat. I use the other hand to grab onto the pole. About that, don't you? It makes everybody gets hangry at some level or not, right? All right, here we go. So yeah, really sink down. Allow yourself to stretch at the top. Oops. Let's turn on the set counter. It's all right. That's pretty good. You're going to stick to that. That felt just about right. Really focus on taking it slow. These should be hypertrophy based sets, so I'll try and rest a little bit less and spend a little bit more time lifting. Back to curl, very successful cut. Yeah, my scale says I'm at 19% body fat. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like looking in the mirror and the amount of definition I have on my abs, I could definitely buy mid-teens. I think 19's a bit. I think that's a bit inaccurate. I'm not trying to be one of these bros that says, "Oh, the scale's lying," but like, I don't know. I think 19's a bit misleading. I would, if I had to take a guess, I'd say somewhere around 15%, 14% maybe. The spray tan definitely helps in terms of definition, but like, right, if I flex 6 pack of abs is very visible. Even if I'm not flexing, like I have to be very full for the abs not to be. But even then, you can still see abdominal wall. Hell, when I'm full, you can see the veins, like vascularity, in and around my stomach. So I would say, yeah, I would say mid-teens is probably a pretty good conservative estimate. Let's go. So sink down, stretch out. Lean back some too. Kind of stay at arm's length. Oh, it's brutal. Come on. That's a view count now. Good, about an 80-second set. I think we're going to stick to 64 for cable. If I want to do a few more reps, I will. So we'll do this. We're here. We'll do a set of face pulls as well. And then we'll hit incline curls, single arm rows, single double curls, abs, and then we're done. 16, nice. Glad your booty survived the cut. What's wild about that is my squat's just about at PR levels. Probably couldn't do it today. I'm a bit down on calories, but you gave me like a week, not to mini bulk, but to get back towards maintenance or a close to level. I think I can about 3-rep 405 right now, which is close to what I was doing in February or March. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Whatever muscle mass I've lost on this cut has mostly been, I feel like it's been pecs and shoulders. Shoulders have been a bit disappointing. My shoulder press is not where it was uh, in February, and that bums me out. I don't know why. I feel like I've lost a little bit of power from my delts, which is why I really like the way my traps look. It's kind of disappointing. I feel like my delts are slightly smaller, like disproportionately small compared to my pecs and my lats or my traps. Because right, I'm flexing traps, they look big. I'm flexing pecs, they look big. But delts, not great. All right, let's go. Third set. God. Squeeze, let's go. Other hand. Nice. All right. Stand up. Go up a touch. Go back. That's about perfect. Grab. Excuse me for a moment. I have to go grab the ropes. Go. All right. So we're gonna do face pulls next. For this, actually, kind of, if we're doing pull downs without the shirt, probably want to do face pulls too. Give me a moment while I figure out what I did on that. Okay, so let's go 39. That should work. Hey, thanks for the watch streak there, Midnight Vid. Welcome on in. Here we go. Really working the scapula, root delts, all them small muscles at the top of the back. Keep a real good definition. Really stretch. Don't try to lean too much, but just enough to where at the bottom of the rep, you're still not resting. It's still pulling you. 60. Oh, oh, squeeze at the top, of course, too. Really trying to get a good squeeze. That's the key there. All right, so we're only doing 2 sets on this. So we'll go 39 and 49. Next one's a lower face pull. Same exercise, but we're a bit lower down. So it's going to be a slightly different angle, right? Instead of being here, it's going to be here. Almost works a little bit of traps. That backside, I think rhomboid might be the muscle name or some technical shit. Go ask somebody like Jeff Nippert or, the science-based YouTubers. I don't know. They're just the small muscles on my back that aren't my lats. That's what I know them as. All right, let's go. This is definitely harder. Nice. All right, shirt back on. I try not to be super, right? This is, it's not my own private gym. I try not to take advantage too much, but the clear and obvious point of that was to show what muscles you're hitting on the back. And to do that, not having my shirt on, I feel like, gives you guys a much better illustration, right? But the main reason I do this, right? I always talk about this. Why do I do this? I had to explain this to the models because they were saying, wait, you have a Twitch and you don't stream video games and you don't advertise on it. I had to say, well, I do the minimum Amazon allows me to, or Twitch allows me to, but the reason I do it is because I have very little interest in monetizing this channel. You know, right? I have a throne page. If you feel like getting me a gift, that's always appreciated. If you feel like dropping bits or a sub or using the tip feature, that's always appreciated. But it's never expected, and it's not the point of the channel. I make plenty from my day job. I am actually getting paid, not a ton, but a good little chunk of money to do this show. So it's like, I want, is there something inherently wrong to me about advertising? And usually, the shit that gets advertised is bad for you. So it's nice to have a place, right, where you don't have to worry about so many commercials. You get enough of, like, the average person, I think we get bombarded, especially in the United States, we get bombarded with so many ads per day. I really like to minimize that. I've thought about even getting rid of my affiliate status, but I think you get screwed over in the algorithm that way. Uh, and while I don't care as much for my own personal reasons, I like being able to outreach and tell people about my channel. So I want to keep the minimum on there for that reason. I think it's a fair compromise. I would say you do feel like being generous. Use the tip feature or use Throne. Don't give Amazon any of your money. If you've got a Prime sub, then yeah, sure, but like you won't get as much value out of it because there's not that many ads to skip over. And that's kind of a weird thing for a Twitch streamer to say is like, don't feel like you have to subscribe to me. You're probably better off subscribing to someone else. But yeah, I know I have a feeling, this is like my conspiratorial side, that I say shit like that and instantly fall down the algorithm. It would not surprise me that there's some piece of code in Twitch's algorithm to like screw, like to put the heaviest advertisers at the top of the you might be interested in links. So that's partially why I have the recruiter role on my Discord, which, by the way, type in !Discord if you want that. Um, type in !Discord if you want that. But yeah, still live. Let's just redid itself. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Need dumbbells for this. We're ready to go. Set the 12 to 15. Um, Depending on how many reps I'm doing for incline curls, I tend to go between 35 and 45. It also depends on where I'm doing them in the workout. The earlier in the workout I do them, the more I bias it towards fewer reps, heavier weight. The later in the workout I do them, the more I bias it towards more reps, less weight. 40s are kind of in the middle. So here, yeah, that's a pretty good view. Let's go. And you can do them individual or dual arm. For incline curls, it doesn't matter, I don't think. Other thing is I like kind of canting my elbows out. I feel like it gets a different head a little bit. 10, 11, 12. Slow. Try to go, the last rep especially on the eccentric, try to go a bit slower. I feel like works really nice. 40. All right. So do 2 more sets of incline curls, 2 sets of single arm rows, a set of single dumbbell curls, and we're moving to abs. Do you have reps for tricep exercises that would be good for explosive strength? Okay, that's a really, really good question. I want to explain why that's a good question before answering it. The reason that's a good question is because you're giving me not just a distinct muscle group, but you're asking a distinct purpose for the distinct muscle group. So for tricep exercises, that would be good for explosive strength. Weighted dips, good choice. Close grip bench, good choice. And do it at a weight where you're maybe doing 6 to 8 reps per set. Um, if you want to work on explosiveness, you need to go heavier weight and fewer reps. Uh, you can do partial rep bench, or block bench, where you can put a block or a plate or whatever on your chest and only go down partial, right? A lot of people say, oh, it's not a real bench rep if you're only going down halfway. That may be true. It doesn't count for a competition, but if you're just trying to work your triceps are really what drives you through the top end of your bench press. So if you're doing a partial rep bench, you're really working your tris. Those would be, for explosiveness, my top three. Uh, Things like cable triceps presses, triceps extensions, skull crushers, kickbacks, great exercises, don't get me wrong, but those are primarily meant for hypertrophy, not explosiveness. Your triceps are big muscles, so use them accordingly. Uh, I would I would recommend close grip bench and weighted dips and partials on regular bench press in particular. Vascularity is off the charts. The spray tan's helping a ton there, and the lighting in here is really good, which is really a happy accident. You know, I did go with this apartment complex because it had a really nice gym. I didn't go with it because it had good lighting. That's just, again, happy accident. All right. Less camping this time. I feel like this is a little easier. It's really just a different head of the bicep. 9. Come on, 3 more. Come on. Ah, ouch. I leaned too far forward coming down on the last rep. That's all right. EFTMR Aerosmith. Big Red, if you redeem something there, it's not showing. Um, I don't think. Power build is a boxer. You want to focus on training whatever muscles in the arms will increase my punch power. Okay, boxing, one of the most underrated muscles, okay, for boxing is your serratus muscle, right? Or serratus. I don't know how to pronounce it, sue me. But it's this muscle right here. It's kind of in between your pecs and your lat. It's actually called the boxer's muscle. So I was actually helping my bro out who does Muay Thai, because you throw, it's mostly kickboxing, but you throw punches sometimes too. Same with other MMA styles. For hitting that, the best exercise you can do, you've probably seen them, right? You do this on a flat bench, but it's the laying down dumbbell pull over. Fantastic for hitting that muscle. Really good for, especially if what I would do is if you want explosive triceps, do like, since you're going to be using a bench press anyway, grab like a lightweight, like a 20, 10, 15, 20 pound dumbbell. Keep it with you when you're doing your close grip triceps or your partial reps. Hit a set and then superset it with maybe a set of 20 on those pullovers, because what that also does as a side effect is it expands your chest, allows you to get expands your rib cage, kind of forces you to, if you're doing it properly, you breathe in really deep at full extension on those pullovers when the dumbbell's back here. Uh, you know, it's gonna make your chest look bigger, one, but two, it's going to force really good contraction on your serratus muscles. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Thanks to the memories, the Boston Zone Aerosmith. Oh, are Aerosmith finally hanging up? I know Steve and Tyler have been in and out of rehab recently. how him and Joe Perry are still alive is it's like Ozzy Osbourne. At this point, you got to be looking into the medical science realm and saying we need to get this guy's genome and figure out how this happened. Same with Keith Richards and you know a lot of those really famous rock acts of the '60s that did God knows amount of hard drugs and are still with us. Like or if you want to go slightly younger, any of the dudes from Motley Crue, you know, his vocal cords are shot. He has to retire. Yeah, and that's sort of the thing with Aerosmith, especially a lot of the older Aerosmith songs. The vocal range, like on Back in the Saddle, there's no way you can sing that song properly without a huge vocal range, and you're just shredding your vocal cords every time you sing. Back in the Saddle, fantastic song though it is. Actually, before I to pump myself up before this stream, actually, I was playing Rats in the Cellar off of their best album, Rocks. Yes, Rocks is their best album. Fight me. Four, five, seven, four more. Come on. 9, 10. Fuck it. Come on. Come on. Come on. 5, one more. Aha. All right. So I got single arm rows next. What I'm gonna do is have y'all face the wall for now. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. Give me like just a minute or two. Okay. Can't hold it no more. So if anybody else comes in on stream, that's what's going on. I'll be right back. Can't take y'all in there though. Just quick. Caffeine hit. There's no way I've been able to do SARs with that. That would have been a shat myself. Oh, God in Himmel. Come on, finish. There we go. Oh, fuck, I needed that. Oh my God. Whew. All right, let's go. Off. All right, y'all, I'm back. Appreciate y'all's patience. Had to do that. Uh, yeah, single arm rows, I do them fairly heavy, even for sets of 15, just because I have the strength. Uh, that was gonna, that would have been a bad, that would have been a bad day. So single arm rows. Point of these is to isolate the lats, to really have a good reach and a good squeeze. If you have heavy enough dumbbells, which I don't here usually, I feel like if you have heavy enough rows, heavy enough dumbbells, I recommend doing the croc row. But for me to get any use out of croc rows, I need like 110s, 120s, 130s, and hundreds the highest I've got here. So we're gonna do a single arm row instead. So I'm gonna bend this over a touch. So we're gonna be kind of looking down. That's it. Bring it down just a touch. There we go. All right. So the idea here is to really get that squeeze. Actually, y'all need to come back up and then bend over further to bring you in closer, and then bend over down. Yes, that's more like it. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. So 90s should work here. I think, are we doing 2 sets of this or 3? I think we're doing 2. Yes, we're doing 2. So I like to do 12 to 15 on this, uh, each arm. That's the only trouble with single arm anything. You kind of have to take more time to do each arm individually. The single arm rows are a bit like the Meadows row. I feel as though they're useful enough to warrant the extra time spent. You can take the streams as much. Ooh, Red's got no note, huh? Yeah. The Nats are underwhelming this year. I was hoping them to be a little bit closer to 500. I mean, they're not in the basement, but it's more because the Marlins suck than because the Nats are good. The Nats are still very much a below average team. I was, again, really hoping for 500. I wasn't looking for a playoff push this year, but I was hoping to be around 500. And it looks like the Nats are going to be maybe a 70, 75 win ball club instead of 80, which is disappointing. All right. Nice. Bring it over. Um, nice. All right, that was 15. Those last few reps were tough. I think we're going to stick with 90s. Bring it back over. I'm not sure I already did. Dumbbell pullovers. What rep range do you think you should do? Serratus. Uh, I would say because it's a small muscle, and it's kind of an auxiliary one. And if you're not careful, right, think about the mechanics of a dumbbell pullover. But you're coming all the way back here. It's too much weight, and you overdo it here, you can hurt your rotator cuffs pretty badly. So I would say until you get comfortable with it, start with 15 to 20 rep sets. And as you get a little bit more familiar, then you can increase the weight. But don't go head first into it. Um, if you have access to a pullover machine in the gym, that works pretty well too. But I would say, especially because you want to pair it, superset it with your triceps, uh, I would say hit your triceps heavier and then your pullovers lighter. That's how I would do it. Um, if you do want to do heavier pullovers, kind of make it a standalone thing. Don't superset it with anything. Oh, UK got their 21 season deleted, huh? Big Red, I've given up caring about that sport. Call me Phil Collins because I don't care anymore. All right, we got one more set of single arm rows, and then we've got single dumbbell curls. Some people call these waiter curls. Uh, One of my favorite YouTubers for fitness is Trainer Winnie. I don't know the guy. I just like what he does. And this is one of the instances where I disagree with him. Trainer Winnie is not, he kind of likes to make fun of a lot of the science-based people. And his approach of do what kind of feels like you're getting a good burn, right? Don't do what feels easy. Do what feels hard, but like what feels like you're getting a good workout. And he's kind of castigated waiter curls as being the only thing you'll be waiting on is gains. I think waiter curls or single dumbbell curls to me give me a really good pump. They get the bicep vein popping really well, but it's a good feel thing, right? This is why I say your mileage may vary, right? For certain people, certain body physiologies, and certain preferences, what your favorite type of curl set is going to differ. For instance, I am not a fan of cable curls. I just feel as though it's very awkward. I don't feel as though I'm getting as good a workout with cable curls. And I feel as though dumbbells, barbells, or the curling bar is overall much better for hypertrophy or for power. Now I love cables for other things, back especially, as y'all saw with the pull downs and with the face pulls. But cable curls are not my preference. However, if you are the kind of person who really gets a good pump off of them cable curls, and if you're using a certain grip maybe, or if there's maybe you do reverse curls with them, hey, do it. Nothing stopping you. Absolutely, totally okay. All right, so we're gonna do one more set of single arm rows first. Let's go. All right, come on. Come on. That's good. Nice. Actually, I'm gonna do a set of wrist curls as well. Really hit the forearms good today. I love the questions though. Midnight, that's a terrific question. I wish I got more of those. Because, right, when you give me a detailed question like that, I can give you a much more precise, detailed answer, right? How do I get strong? Like, how do I get big? Okay, you know, lift weights and diet correctly. A vague question gets a vague answer. A specific question gets a specific answer. You may have heard the term garbage in, garbage out, and it kind of applies. And it's okay to start with a vague question and then ask follow-up questions. I love follow-up questions because, right, if you ask follow-up questions, what you're effectively doing is confirming that not only are you asking the question, but you're eagerly waiting for the answer. Right, I'm going to start with 60. Wrist curls are not supposed to be particularly heavy. Camera's not at the right angle. Back y'all up a touch. That's it. This is just really working the forearms. I don't normally do these all the time, but given the show today, it makes sense. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice. We'll do a second set of that. We'll move on. Actually, we're going to do 3 sets of abs. Then we'll come back. We'll do our waiter curls, our waiter curl set, because we're only doing one. It's going to be kind of a burnout. And then we'll do leg raises to finish. And then if you guys want, we can do a little catwalk. I can give you an idea of what I'm going to look like on stage if you would like that. Chat, if you'd like that, let me hear some hype. If you're not interested too, tell me, and then I just won't bother, and we can just raid someone. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, forearms start to cramp up. That's good. I'll call that good. 15 to 12. All right, so let's do a set of cable crunches, or do our sets of cable crunches, and then we'll go from there. What's nice is because we were doing the face pulls earlier, and because nobody else has been using these, we can pretty much immediately dive right in. We'll lower you on down. Definitely need the catwalk presentation. I had a feeling some of y'all would be interested in that. Why wouldn't you be? Okay. So cable crunches, the idea is pretty simple. You grab on with a rope extension, you kneel, and well, you do a crunch. You use your abs to pull the weight down. It's not rocket science. Not really sure what else I'm supposed to say about these. You're doing it properly. Not only should you be down at the bottom, you should be kind of curling. And you're not using any back muscles in this. You're just using your abs to the extent possible. Oh, oh, I feel a bit lightheaded at the end of each of these. That's all right though. Get a touch of water. So sick with the Kung flu. Ooh, yeah. No, you want to take your time to recover on that. Get sleep. Shout out to my main man, Lab Boys. So, bro, shows today. I'm looking good. I hit my weight target last night, 211.5. Uh, rehydrated quite a bit. Had some. I had not a ton of calories, but a lot of like high volume food, like a lot of cabbage. It was a big cabbage and tofu Asian style stir fry, daikon. So, right, cabbage is not high calorie. It's got a high water content, which means I'm very hydrated right now, but it means I also weighed in at 213.6 this morning. But as the day goes on, I'll hydrate progressively less. I'm not going to intentionally get myself in trouble, but I'm going to allow myself to be a bit dehydrated for the show. So I just look that much more dramatically cut. And I'll be under 212 at showtime. All right. Let's go. Get a shout out, type exclamation mark lab in for my main man Lab Boys. Keep been putting out good stuff. One more of those. Then you got single dumbbell curls, leg raises, and we're done. Good lad. She was weighted self. Damn it. Funny. Today's been a solid pull day. Hit set of 7 pulls and a set of 9 chins with two 35-pound plates dangling, so pretty solid. Hit a set of 15 and then 14 pulls and chins with 1 plate. Not bad. I want to get to the point where I'm repping with 2 plates. That would be really cool, just because, I mean, come on, it's gangsta. I feel like if I have straps, I'm going to be able to put a little bit more mass on my, put a little bit more mass on me, on my back. Or at least should be able to get a little bit more hypertrophy. I definitely noticed at the end of my pull workouts, my grip strength is the limiting factor. Um, and I've done things like wrist curls. It's not like my grip strength is poor. Y'all, I can deadlift well above 400 pounds. Uh, chalk, there is none here, and I'm not going to get some and carry a little baggie of chalk around me with me because that shit looks like drugs. Uh, like I've got the calluses to prove I've done the work. It's just an endurance thing. The muscles in my hands can only take so much abuse in one workout session. All right, come on, last set. Yeah, we're going on 2 hours now. Definitely running out of steam. I'm still running. Yesterday, I think I ate about 2,600 calories, which is more than the fast I plan to do. But at this point, having sized up the other models yesterday, physique-wise, I'm there. And I think I'd be better served having energy and, being at the top of my game mentally and slightly, very, very slightly less, chiseled. I'm already doing pretty good. Plus, I'd rather feel better, it gives me confidence. I'm going to do better in the workout. So, which is spicy Tom Young doing. Now, you want to talk about a really good way to get over a COVID. That'll do it for you. Okay. So we're going to do waiter curls. I'm going to move you up just a bit more. There we go. Perfect. This is our last set on uh, biceps. We're going to do this. We'll do leg raises, and then I'll give you guys a little catwalk turn if we got the space over there. And then that'll be it for today. Now, what do I want to do for the waiter curls? Don't want to go heavy. Debating between either 40 or 45. I think we go 40 and just go absolutely ape shit on the reps. I think that's the move. All right. A lot more re. Nice. Better for an overweight person to just start lifting or lose weight first and start lifting. Dude, do both. Right? Lifting weights burns calories. Now, I think my Garmin's a bit optimistic, although I have been lifting for 2 hours. It says I burned almost 1,000 calories. I'd guess I've burned probably at least 700, maybe more. 350 calories an hour. I'll burn that walking. So I guess, maybe 700 to 800. That's a that's a meal, right? That's a solid chunk of calories. That's like 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So no, definitely start lifting. Um, Especially if you're overweight, what you may find is that uh, you will have a lot more strength than you expect. A lot of times, the guys who get really good at powerlifting for squats are fat dudes because their legs have been conditioned to carrying around weight naturally every single day. By the way, Lab Boys, I was talking to you, or I was talking to Midnight Vid. He wants to get into boxing. I was talking to him about the dumbbell pullovers, how they work your serratus there, or serratus. I don't know how you pronounce that word. Someone tell me. But I was referencing, you do Muay Thai, and this is known as the boxer's muscle, right? It's that one kind of in between your lats and your pecs. Uh, I know you've been hitting those dumbbell pullovers. It seems like you really like them. Anyway, all right, last set. Let's go. So, higher reps, let's say cardio, diet is critical. Yeah, I would say that's true. If you're new to lifting, especially, you're gonna get noob gains, and you can get noob gains while you're on your first cut, which is really that's enjoyable because that won't happen after you've gone through your first or second cut cycle. The noob gains dry up, and then it becomes a whole lot more difficult. So if you're brand new to the gym, if you're brand new to getting in shape, uh, run a solid 500 calories per day deficit. Nothing crazy, right? That's only going to lose you 1 pound of body fat per week. But if you do that over 6 months, you've lost 26 pounds. And anybody who tells you losing 26 pounds isn't significant is full of shit. And if you're like obese, right? If you're 300 plus pounds, you will naturally run a much larger deficit if you start lifting, because the silver lining to being obese is that every movement you make requires more energy, right? It's a thermodynamics problem. It's a physics problem too. F equals ma. You want to accelerate the same amount of, or the same, if you want to accelerate and get force out of a bigger mass, right? Every step you take requires more force. More mass requires more force to get the same acceleration. So as a result, you're going to burn more energy to produce that same force, or to produce more force to produce the same acceleration. Excuse me. All right, last set. Let's go. There it is. Pump's starting to get there. 15, 16, That's good. I like that. All right. It's 25. I'll take it. Pump looking good. Solid vascularity. All right, we'll go hit leg raises, and then that's the last exercise of the day. We'll do a catwalk turn if we've got the space. Let's see, this fool just got flatline. Yeah. All right. So leg raises, pretty simple. I prefer hanging leg raises, but after today being a pull-up day, I just don't have the grip strength to do those and target my abs as much as I'd like. So we'll do leg raises. The cool thing with leg raises is that it targets your lower abs, especially if you hold it at the top. And that's a harder thing to do with most ab workouts. So I really like these. I think they're really good. Let's hit it. Eight, two, three, two, three, 10. God, my modeling producer and director are blowing up my phone. I told him I was streaming this morning. They're telling me, please bring board shorts. He knows full well I don't have board shorts. Last time we did a shoot in board shorts, he had them. He brought them for me, and then he took them back. So, like, this is the one thing that kind of driving me nuts about these modeling guys I've worked with. I feel like they don't really plan ahead very much. All right, cool. He just said he'd bring one. Next set. One. Five. Six. I think that was 6, actually. 7. 8. 9. 10. Ooh, dizzy. He's like, okay, just bring yesterday's shorts. All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. On. Last set. Last set. Then we're done. We'll do a little catwalk turn and we'll raid someone. 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, that's it. We're done. Whew. Nice. All right. So we'll do a catwalk turn. If there's space over here, let's go find out. If someone's over here, I won't do it, but if it's empty, I will. Yeah, it's empty. No, it's not. Sorry, guys, no dice. Perhaps there'll be a YouTube link to the show here. This will, this will work. I'll put you guys here. This is the best thing I can do for a catwalk turn. Otherwise, I'm gonna look to raid someone. We'll hit that. So it's really, let's see here. Push you guys right up here. So, right. It's a mini one, but you get the idea. Sometimes let me pose, let me flex, take off a piece of clothing, put on a piece of clothing, all sorts of different things. I'm still kind of new to what exactly they're going to have me do, but we'll have a good time with it. So that's going to be about all I've got for y'all today. I'm going to look to raid someone. Let's see who we got. We've got Holder, Boys Kissing Jim, Feliciano, Fizzico. We'll raid Holder. We haven't done that in a minute. So go to Live, Stream Manager. That would explain why I don't have a lot of viewers today. It's only 10 in here, 90 are watching Holder, so we'll go raid him. Did it kill Oakland Street Charity Fashion Show? Made sure I was mentally in a good mood. They said I looked angry. They told me to look serious, but not angry. It's a fine line. So raid Holder. All right, so raid message is Bull Rush, y'all. That'll be it for me, 90 seconds. Tomorrow, I will try to stream in the mornings. I can't guarantee that I will. Kind of remains to be seen. Oop. Go ahead and stop the workout. There we go. That's pretty good. 2 hours and change, over 1,000 calories is what it's saying. I think we did pretty well. It's going to depend on what kind of crazy after parties there are. I'm obviously not drinking, but I may end up staying late and chatting and networking. Hopefully we get a bunch of new followers coming in. That would be really clutch if I can kind of show off this channel a bit. We'll see whether or not that actually happens. To be a little TBD there. Did you miss your catwalk turn? Yeah, I just did one. I don't really have the time, but all right. There we go. That's about the only one we've got time for. So that is going to be it for me, y'all. As always, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form your sorry. Good decisions form your actions. Actions form your habits. Habits form your values. Values form an ethos to be the guide, start through the rough waters of life. Come in for the hug. And here comes the raid. We are